I like how that painting is reflected in the mirror. I'm Anja, I'm a performer, actress, and creative coach. An artist. Yep. I wanted to talk with you about animals. I actually listened to how to pronounce it because people usually don't understand when I'm saying it. But I'm talking about dogs, birds, etc. And I remember when I was a kid, I was already as a kid very imaginative, and I would sit in my grandparents' garden and I would imagine, like I had a whole zoo in my imagination. There was an elephant, there was a giraffe, there were horses, I loved horses, and I don't know, for a long, long time I thought I would do something work-wise, profession-wise, something with animals. But I didn't. I actually did a placement as a vet, with a vet, because I thought maybe that would be good. Was in Freiburg, close to Freiburg, and I was totally disillusioned. So fast forward, but I still, it's interesting how they have informed my work, apart from, rescuing snails that were suicidal and wanted to cross the streets, especially in rainy countries like Ireland. But when I had my first show, imagine what that was called: Circus of Emotions. And I remember I was in Ireland, in Thochenberra, that is a Buddhist center in a beautiful location, and the idea for the show came while I was meditating. And I was working on 4 big masks that were not only representing the 4 different elements, but also 4 different animals. I had the bull, that was also for earth. I had the snake, I had a horse, and I had a lion, yes. And so they were informing a lot of the show, let's put it that way. And then my second show, Mind the Trap, I was also inspired by the animal kingdom, and specifically by the spider and the fly. And I had 2 main characters in there, and one was more fly-like and the other one was more spider-like. So I don't know, there is just something in this that is so larger than life, I guess, and leans itself to a lot of symbolism. And so when Joanne came to me and said, let's do our challenge, our 30-day challenge this time, let's base it on animals, I thought, yes, chaka, let's do that. And I have this lovely oracle cards that have animals on them. And so I pulled one for her, that was a crane, and one for me, that was a butterfly. And I just was thinking about this a little bit more, that there is a real freedom that when you base a character on something like a dog, butterfly, bird, or whatever it is you would come up with or accidentally pull. I think there's something in being surprised as well, because, animals are goofy. They they don't care. They do their own stuff, and they don't judge themselves, and they give you the permission to go much bigger, to really go into it. Like with a butterfly, for me it was the flutter. And the crane, for example, has this very goofy dance that is quite enchanting. And also here, while I'm dog sitting, I can see all these little quirky sides that this dog has, this would be a lovely character as well. It doesn't mean, you know, you become, like that's obviously also possible. It doesn't mean you become the dog or you become the butterfly, but you're leaning on some of the characteristics that really speak to you. And you just give yourself permission to be that. And I think for me, what was so freeing, I might have said that in the video before, about the flutter was to say, I am both embracing the lightness and the enthusiasm, but also the anxiety, the flutter, the I think the excitement and anxiety are two sides of the same coin nearly. And if you get very easily enthusiastic, like maybe you also very easily get anxious or a little bit like this. And my character, Madame Fluttery, did not have any problem with that because that's who she was and that's that. And she would just kind of calm herself down again and sing and say something like, oh, everything is gonna be all right. And it was that. And that's what's so lovely about that. So I'm totally chuffed that we are doing this year, because when you join us, you will see how much it gives you permission to get out of your head in your body and to just be a little bit more spontaneous, a little bit more goofy, or whatever might come out of it. So I'm really looking forward to start this together, and I'm putting the information in the description. Take good care. I hope I see you there. Bye-bye.